2025 CDL season. Teams trying to make some noise, but Optic just trying to make this year maybe end on a positive note. It has been catastrophic when you compare it to last year, but is there time to turn it around? I mean, you could get a win here, somehow maybe a win at Champs, somehow at EWC, something positive out of this. That's a win, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a hope, right, with Mercules in the lineup. They see the potential. It's just, is there enough time to bring it all together? Maybe they'll be looking at Champs for that moment.
Well, they got to qualify.
But it starts here.
They got to qualify, but a win here would be huge. So much pressure on Rokkr and Cloud9. They could already be guaranteed top 6 with a victory in this round 1, but right into the fray on Vault. They just played this on Sunday. Goes down to the clock. Well, like a 20-point game. It's an insane one, but off the rip, it is all Optic Texas. P1 control early.
And this has been the problem with Ultra, right? They've had some maps that have slipped at this stage. 0-2 on Vault Hardpoint throughout this stage. It's been a good one for them throughout the year. It hasn't been the same Ultra that we really started to see in Stage 3 qualifiers.
No, I know. I mean, before what went down with like Beans and the Beast, I know they made a run to top 3, but they were one of our favorites going into Major, if not like the favorite, the form they were playing at. They would have been, what, 1 or 2 for you, probably going into Major 3. Still, you'll take a 3rd place finish with Mercules, but they're trying to get back to what they are able to do, show that they are a top contender to maybe win an event, and not just be looking at a bronze.
Yeah, this rotation now, both teams, you had 16 for Optic, 13 for Ultra, but on rotation towards first P2, you had a close spawn if you are CleanX, but a couple of players around the hill are ready for Optic. Dashy gonna get traded out, and there's one player towards the back. That is Mercules just playing his life, but Joe Deceives with a big trade.
The trades are on point for Ultra. They've got numbers here for a moment. Hook, though, a chance to play spoiler. Gets it done with a pistol, a little slide and dive in. The Omni movement's on, and Optic Texas are in. Lead change looming if they can hold. They'll lose a player on the next push that comes in from Ultra. Mercules just trying to play his life. Trophy out for coverage, utility to use, and relying on his teammates to buy him some space. Shotzzy doing exactly that. Taking fights deeper out palm side. But you lose your player inside of the point, so it's where you see the play clock starting to tick. But a spawn out now for Optic Texas.
And this is what they want. There's only 15 seconds left, so they're going to take these free P3 and P4 spawns all day. You have to find Beans, though. He's starting to lurch up the road. Shotzzy going to play his life. So you'll take this if you are Optic. Now you're in a great position on our next 2 hills.
In a great spot, but can they hold? I mean, this is a long P3 where you have to be focused on multiple things. You don't want Ultra to just put up 50 seconds on the P3. A split spawn is going to come in for Optic Texas. Now everybody forward for Ultra. Are they going to pick this up? They've got no idea. Insight going to be shot in the back. Maybe a little too forward for Ultra. Or if you know, I mean, that's what you're trying to get done, but you want to push off of that. If you can find an opening to get the kills and spawn everybody out, but instead, might end up falling apart. You're going to lose the time at P3, and Optic are still holding.
Yeah, I just don't even know if they were ready for that, right?
No, not at all.
The splits come in, and they just don't know. They were soaking up a lot of time. But you see on the mini-map, down low, Beans, Joe Deceives starting to make some plays, but it's all Dashy and Hook. All the ARs are out, and well, this is what we were talking about if you are Optic, setting up this P4.
The split spawn breaks up the P3, and now can you get a great hold at the P4? Hook wins a massive one-on-one to get out at 9-5. Remember, he dropped 41 in the Vault Hardpoint map 1 last time they faced off. He'll be super soaking inside. He's got the help there, and still cutting it out through mid will be Dashy. And he's got a chance to disrupt this. We'll see how it influences spawns for now. There's a one-on-one going to be at the hard point, though. It's going to be on Hook to clutch up again if he's able to do it. Battling against CleanX. We hop over to him. Hook able to win another big one as he gets out for 3 straight.
And I like this, right? Pulling out the 4th AR. I mean, we see that often, but especially him. Right? I feel like that'll just naturally slow him down. Allow the game to come to him. That's why he's sitting at 11-5. Well, we saw the spawn out at the end of P2. We know that's where the payoff could happen. You're able to cash in here, and that's exactly what Optic are doing. Now their biggest lead.
The lead just keeps on growing. You have absolutely won it through the first set of hard points. This doesn't look to be one that's going to be going to the clay block. It's been a lot cleaner. Shotzzy now on 6 straight. Close to maybe earning a Hellstorm. We'll see if he's able to lock that in just behind the objective points, or if he'll need to get one more kill as he battles towards the P1. Still spawning out old will be Optic. Now Ultra have got to hit another gear. If they're down 60, time to fight back.
And you see Joe Deceives a slow start. You know, when you saw Stage 3 qualifiers, really what it was the sub-duo that was setting them up, that was putting them on, but you haven't had that same success throughout this stage from CleanX and Joe. So can they continue to bring it while you're looking at Joe Deceives to step up here?
Well, Hook already invests 1 Hellstorm, and you earn another now on Shotzzy. Streak to 7. Optic are streaking and dominating. Hoping we have some fights here early today, like the last series. Well, the first two series on Alpha and Bravo, absolute blowouts. Optic looking to blow them out, but a break back in for Toronto Ultra. Can they be better this time at the P2? But there's still 20 seconds remaining. Most of Optic coming off the spawn and trying to fight back, but it's going to be a triple on the feed, maybe a quad. Now for Hoop, has to pop the reload, but buying his teammates time to battle back at the point and fight for spawns.
Yeah, staying very patient. Mercules is going on a route. He's going to find one with this sub. There is a quick trade. Ultra need this to be a clean P2, but it might not be. You're going to have early pressure here and maybe some spawn outs. One's going to spawn back team P2. Joe Deceives is going to be out towards Palms, so he's going to fly to his team.
Here we go. Big moment into P2. Shotzzy looking to open things up. Maybe it's a dead slide. Might be a little bit awkward, but he's got help there. Him and Mercules able to pinch. They have the back spawn, and it is perfect once again for Optic Texas. 60 points up. Have the advantage. They just need... Ultra got to avoid what happened last time. Like a late break in to spawn out for Texas, and they run away with the game. This is a crucial moment. Ultra have got to get something positive going here early.
Yeah, they got to break up some of this time, right? Just that lead is just continuing to grow. And slaying-wise, they are just getting fried on the Ultra side. And well, Hoop 20-8, also making the heads-up play, going on this long route. Now can set his team up, spawn out Ultra. Beans is going to spawn deep, though, so still in play, but the rest of Ultra already out of this.
We're wondering if Hoop could replicate his online performance. He's doing just that. Put up 41, already on 21. Up 50 is Optic Texas, and dominating. They're in control of the P3, and they're trying to hold. Let's go to Elicited with Optic Texas.
One was middle also.
You guys too. Top art in time. Top art in time.
He's versatile.
Say no. Watch your mid. Watch your mid. They can be mid. They can be mid.
No, we're not.
I have a trophy on myself. Get my mid. Get my mid.
Pots, going you. First guy, Joe.
Where's
Joe's going you.
Top part beats.
He might
Top art.
point cat.
Top art. One shot.
There's one behind us.
I killed the
Joe
guy.
should be
Yeah,
you.
top ammo inside. He's going to time.
Nice. Just keep away.
Yeah, I spawned art.
Wait, one guy should be art though. One guy should be art.
The recon guy.
Watch it, Con. Con didn't push you. Yay.
Nothing top art. I killed top art.
Go single. 1 HP, absolute art.
Time. One shot time, Beans.
Low art on me. Low art dead.
All right, Beans really weak on time.
Hold
Make sure you
this
hold
shit,
these
hold
spawns.
this
Yo, we're missing two. They're out. They're through.
P3 dead.
All right, last guy inside.
He's gonna be here.
He's somewhere. Inside somewhere.
Yeah, he's deep art. Just don't even challenge. He's deep art. He's deep art.
Behind this kid, man.
I got him.
Stay down.
Respawn there. I have your right cross. Okay, get time. I have right cross. I have right cross.
Yo, he's already out. Front art.
Okay, I'm helping you. You could cross right.
He's really weak. Bottom art. Luna's bad.
Right, so
Yeah,
he's trying to cross right, I think. Crossing right inside. I'm one shot.
I have it.
Okay, I'm staying down here. Top art was one shot. Just leave him.
I'll see the top part.
Can they? Yo, on the right.
Back, hit it, back.
That's one cat.
He's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me.
Watch our center.
Out here, bombs on me, dead.
Watch out, back there. Just two back there. One.
Okay, I have your help.
I back there.
Yo, side door
in front, for one's front.
Cider.
Side door in front.
Beans dead.
Team kill.
Back there. Good, that's two. Further.
He's showing off front.
That guy went cheap, by the way.
Take your time.
Oh, okay, top P4 as well. Top P4. Yo, Inside's trying to get out left. Inside's trying to get out left.
I have right.
Huge first kill.
Make sure we block
It's
for
probably like, yeah. Yo, he's outer T1, T2.
Yo, I have all of our. He wants
Okay,
to vote.
Yo, he's P2. T1 on P2. Just leave
I
that
think
kid.
he
Leave
has
that
to pull.
kid.
He has to pull.
Yo, which guy? Top guy right now.
Comms are on point. It's another solid P4 for Optic Texas. Great stuff there. Pushed the lead out to 60, 70 points in control. But no, the listening was solid.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, who putting up the numbers he is, plus kind of being the vocal one. You love seeing that from him. But yeah, obviously it's working out. They have this 60-point lead. They control both P4s. And I'm just going to be honest, if you are Ultra and you're just getting kind of out fundamentaled right in your gameplay, you're going to just lose to this team because the talent didn't shine on through. That's exactly what is happening here.
100%. They have to be absolutely on point in the fundamentals. You are not wrong there. And you think about a map 2 dealership that's going to be upcoming, which is 1 in 5 for Ultra. This is a very important map for Ultra. Otherwise, you might be seeing the same thing that happened online. They might be getting 3-0 bopped right down to the loser's bracket, but they're starting to make a little bit of a rally, try to chip away at this lead. Some solid P2 time. If you get a nice hold here, if you can get 30, 40 seconds, limit what Optic's able to do, you're right back in the fight. You can make a late run. And well, that's kind of been the recipe for Ultra or Optic wins on this particular map.
Yeah, much better setup here early. You still have the streak, though, I believe, on Shotzzy. So probably going to have a missile trying to land on your face. And yeah, laptop was out. Here we go. Everybody have to dodge the Hellstorm. He's going to connect with one. You get some trades in the feed. Mercury's the first player forward, and Hook with the shots, again with the AR. And that's all Optic wanted to do, make this as messy as possible.
Yeah, just stop that comeback, that crazy run from happening for Ultra. Optic getting fired up. The streak leads to the hold. Hook is still piecing. He's on 31 in 21. Magnificent map out of him, but really you're getting an effort out of everybody on Optic Texas. Dashy trying to hold the line. It's a late effort now from Ultra.
You have to break.
You got to break, but you also are worried about spawns. I mean, you got 220 up now for Optic Texas, 30 for the victory. They are in the driver's seat by a wide margin.
Well, and that's just what the streaks do, right? Allow you this situation to happen. And yeah, you're going to be 20 points away. What are you going to do here if you are Ultra? You have to try to get this P3 time, try to flip spawns. It's possible, but it's just so difficult to do, especially with Shotzzy and Top Art.
So hard to do. It was the Hook show for most of it, but Shotzzy behind his 7 or 8 spree. He's in on the action too, about to push through that 30 kill mark. 15 needed for the win. We're out here from Dashy as he is beaming. Some nice tags in from Beans, and Nade might finish off Dashy, but he's able to avoid that, and his teammates are picking up the kills. Any seconds they get here at P3. This is incredible. You've got spawns for next. You're making sure Ultra can't get in. A triple from Insight. Could it possibly be the difference? But they've got to get the time and get the flip. Optic just giving them nothing.
Yeah, giving them nothing right now. Yeah, staying very patient, making sure you always have one player hard side. There is some forward pressure now. That's going to be CleanX. AR out. Keep it inside on the hill. He's going to make a play. Wow, he actually gets a spawn. Dashy, I think he spawned out. Ordro's on a route, and so he's going to influence this. This could get a little messy. You still have Shotzzy playing safety, but a chance here for Ultra.
This is your chance. 9 seconds needed for Optic Texas.
They have to find
Shotzzy. They've got to deal with Shotzzy. He's the guy missing. He gets 1 kill, and now they're trying to isolate him. Shotzzy doing what he does best, just trying to finesse, buy time for his teammates to get back in.
Then Hook's gonna get around as well. Yeah, Hook's gonna get a kill on Beans. Well, Shotzzy plays his life, finds one, continues to finesse around. Every second is money. The pistol is hitting. And well, Shotzzy gonna secure map 1 for Optic.
Brilliant play there from Optic. Shotzzy, the lone man, gets some help from his teammates at the P4, but they're able to close it out. You saw on the minimap, it's starting to maybe build for Ultra, their chance to maybe make a run, but it feels like every opportunity, every golden opportunity for Ultra, whether it was a streak that shut it down, a crazy individual play from Optic, you never saw Ultra get into their prime setups, really. Like, that was really well played from Optic Texas.
One time we did, they had a Hellstorm to deal with, right? That final P2. I feel like finally you got something going if you were Ultra, but honestly, this is just going to be an individual stats difference, right? You just get outslayed so heavily if you are Ultra. Inside the only player positive, -9 for CleanX. Again, almost another 40 bomb.
It's almost a miracle as close as it was.
Yeah.
You have Hook plus 16, plus 13 for Shotzzy, and the other guy's right, like, flirting around even. You wondered if Hook would be able to replicate maybe what he did in the online series. He does it here. Hook the Nuke popping off on the main stage, and if you're getting performances like that out of him, it makes Hardpoint a whole hell of a lot easier. Yeah, got a little sketchy there.
Well, and this was early, right, like stage 1 when they had Hook on the lineup with Denny. Why a lot of teams were getting rid of Vault versus this team, right? Just due to him and Shotzi's potential on this map.
Yeah,
so we'll see if they continue to see this, right, as the vetoes come on in throughout the different rounds. But what I love to see on Optic is, like, both of these guys are pulling out ARs and slowing down. I feel like these two, when they got to land at times, they would overchow, try to play a little bit too quick. Just seeing them, let the game come to them, not make any mistakes.
And I feel like some of the really unreal wins from Ultra here, like Joe Deceives has had monster performances. A lot of times, like a Subanistan, I think just all the AR presence and like a lot of the early setups and rotations you had for Optic Texas, like it was probably a nightmare for him. Just not finding openings, difficult gunfights.
If you don't have P4 spawns and you're a sub, like, you know what you're running into. It's hell.
Yeah,
right? Just over and over and over again. But yeah, it just they got smoked.
Absolutely smoked. I think Shotzi's face there at the end tells you everything. He's feeling himself. He had several Hellstorms earned throughout it for Optic. And this is, I mean, this is the potential of this Optic team. Like, we know that the talent can be there. Can they start to click? And you hope a player like Mercules, who seems to be really disciplined, good vocally in the comms, the skill ceiling is there. what a piece this has been for him. Yeah, I mean, it has been such a blessing.
Yeah, and I don't know if like him filling in for Ultra and like getting a T3 just gives him that confidence, or just, that's just the way he is.
It can't hurt.
But like in terms of joining an Optic lineup, right, there's immediate pressure, but it just feels like he's not worried about that at all, right? He's playing his game. This is what they want him to do, and he has made such a big impact.
100%. Now you think maybe if it would get to him a little bit, like how you come in, you get like what, a tough map 5 loss to Breach right away. Well, you lose to LAG, but he seems to be, I don't know what word would you use for like such a young player. It just seems to be unfazed. Like
Unfazed, yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of uncommon.
No, it is. Again, I think this is why.
Well, especially when you play for Optic. Like,
yeah, exactly, and that's why they don't normally go with a lot of young talent.
Yeah. No, it is an insane amount of pressure. And yeah, I heard an interview with Scump where he's like trying to give advice. And listen, a litany of players there that can talk to him about ways to approach this mentally. Just can't let fans get to you. Prove it on land. So far, so good as they get the map 1 victory. And now you go to one of Ultra's worst search and destroys. I mean, they can be a very good search and destroy team at times, but like Dealership, not a good one for them.
Yeah, well, this is all because they played Hacienda online. Hacienda, that was another go-to for Optic, has been all year. Yeah. So you're like, maybe let's
That was
not
like a 6-4?
do this. Yeah, 6-4. So you don't opt for the Hacienda, you go for Dealership. And one thing we've talked about Ultra in the past, really throughout all of the CDL, was sort of their land preparation. And the big thing is search and destroy. We'll see if they can prep today.
They got to be prepped. They got to be dialed because you were trying to bounce it back and tie this one up at 1-1, but you see the Lanimal, Shotzzy, even though you haven't had the results for the team, when you talk about S&D on land, he has been terrific. We'll see if he can have that impact here for them. Because you can't take too much from this stat. It's like you haven't really made any runs at tournaments. You've been playing, not maybe not the stiffest competitions. You've only made it, what, like, you're losing round 1, or there hasn't been like tough matchups really against like some of the top teams. So that needs to be shown here in this matchup and as you get deeper into a tournament.
Yeah, but it just shows the type of player that he is, right? When he finds an opening, if you are Ultra, you can't allow him to find that. On Dealership, a little bit tough to do. But what we've seen from
Optic, you can be that mid-map Reaper.
No,
dude.
That's what I was gonna say, right? We've seen a lot of creativity out of Optic on this map with their wall-based spots and really setting up shots through the middle of the map.
Yeah, no, he was definitely teaching in some of those search rounds.
Him and Hooch, yeah.
Map 2 now is Optic Texas on offense, look to increase their advantage in this series. Throwing some utility out mid-map, trying to keep Ultra honest, showing a presence over here towards A, just hoping to maybe over-rotate Ultra and then capitalize on B. Nades hit though, Hoop tagged up and weak, so they'll wait a second here. And for the most part, you've kind of held your ground if you're Ultra. No big rotations coming in yet. Insight going to be a key player over towards Ace. He's playing kind of back courtyard, and well, that is the exact thing that can happen. You see players like Insight, Abuza, find angles there, Celium, and just line you up.
Well, now you have Mercury's able to push on up. Number 4, though, and Kleenex should be there to help him. But the time, you don't expect 2 to try to solo push up the street. But as I said, Kleenex was right there. Isn't going to find the last bullet to take him down. And now on rotation, Optic starting to move towards A. And well, Mercury's versus Beans. The shots were right there.
He is shooting. Beans is really pushed forward here. And he's going to get dropped. Thought maybe find an opener. Kleenex though back into the vent. Able to get one. Finesse for now. Hoop got a bomb. He's got cover here from Hercules. You're going to spot it though if you are Kleenex. Down to a 1 versus 1. Able to get out. Bomb planted. Kleenex. Hook for the round 1.
They just thought he was going to run away, right? Like Mercules is sort of shouldering that. He ends up getting caught. 30 seconds to go.
Why are there so many insane plays from the vent, bro?
Always.
Seems like it'd be the easiest spot to deal with. Sometimes it is just not. Hoop though, hitting the shots, winning the 1v1 off the monster map number 1. Hoop dialed.
And I don't know if it's just a timing thing, if he hears a slide, whatever it is, but Hoop just pops up right as soon as Kleenex gets near that bomb, able to win the shots. But that is all, just Mercules finding that on the Insight and them, well, being able to play his life. Beans gets nothing in that corner. Dashy was able to spot him. So good stuff there from Optic, down in a 3 versus 4.
Yeah, incredible play for you. You're right, because like Insight's just not expecting that at all. Just laced from behind after getting a fantastic first blood for Ultra. Ultra just want to hit it. They're not showing anything towards B. They're just flying out towards this Ace, trying to catch one early. Mercules, though, able to get away. We'll see if the vert nades are going to connect. Big gunfight win there from CleanX, not allowing any funny business from the vent, and he's just gonna slide on through. Wrecking ball is CleanX. Last up is Mercules, who scurried away early in the round. Best of luck in this 1v4.
Yeah, it's just Joe Deceives right next to him, right next to CleanX, but you love to see the confidence out of the SMGs of Ultra sticking to their game plan. And yeah, maybe just deal with CleanX inside of the vent, man. Don't let him get there.
Apparently he is the vent reaper. Poor Mercules, like just trying to get back to full HP and maybe have an actual chance to chow, but every time he tried to wiggle away, took more damage, never actually got to 100 HP to give himself a square one-on-one. Would have been so difficult to do, period, but incredible round there behind the aggressive play from Ultra. I'll see how things change now. If there's any early adaptations with Optic back to their offense.
Well, let's say it's just gonna be an 8-hit, so it should just be on Insight, just playing his life. You do have CleanX vent again. Shots gonna open that up. He's just gonna go for it with the slide, but doesn't matter. The Vent Reaper wins it again.
Yeah. Oh, that is CleanX's vent. Oh, well, that's gonna be painful for the Optic push. The team kill comes in as Nade hits car hits Human goes bye-bye. 2 versus 2 though, down to a 1 versus 2. Dashy, the man with the ice, not gonna give opportunity to make the play, gets shut down. That's back-to-back rounds for Ultra.
Yeah, you lose forward progress, and then obviously the car blowing up doesn't help you
It certainly does not.
Dashy almost brings it back with the shots, but yeah, the first blood there from CleanX on a Shotzzy gives them everything that they need to secure the round.
So how do you improve your vent play on
Maybe
both
just
sides?
avoid it. Maybe try the other side of the map, I guess.
No, I'm sure they'll deal with him at some point. But 5-2 start for CleanX. He has 2 first bloods through 3 rounds. It is Ultra with all 3 first bloods. They lead this 2-1. Optic need to try and improve in the opening. Granted, they got a round, bringing it back into 3 versus 4, which will always be possible. But they need to stop this trend, find some early kills.
Yeah, we might have put a little stats curse there for on Shotzzy, right? 0-3 right now, just trying to get going after showing off that graphic and what he's been doing on LAN.
Oh, hello there. Well, there you go. You talked him right back into it, Joe. Shotzzy does get traded out. Same can be said for CleanX after he gets that trade. So numbers stay with Optic Texas. Bomb planted though. Insight and Beans. Yuri Hours trying to hold this off in the 2v3. Optic Texas flying together.
I say they're clearing this, so they're gonna have an idea of what Optic are doing. They're not gonna retake from their side. It's just that they go from middle to they go all the way through here. And well, Hook and Mercules and Dash, they're pretty split. So it's a 2-1 split right now here for Optic.
Yeah, I mean, Insight should have got a ton of info. That shot's in from Beans. He's actually able to get a kill after the tags into Hook. Hook sends it, Beans gets another one. That is ludicrous from Beans, but it's a 1 versus 1. Mercules, Beans, 10 seconds to go. Beans plays it beautifully. Beans takes the round. What a magnificent play from Beans at the back shack. He's enjoying that one.
Yeah, now you're getting individual moments from CleanX. Now you're getting it from Beans. Hopefully some momentum to keep it going here for Ultra. But yeah, beautiful stuff in the 2 versus 3. And I just think the fact that they take the risk and push on forward gives them so much info on what Optic are doing. And then they just have to try to find you. And well, not able to get the trade onto Beans, right? You have sort of a 2-1 split. It turns into 2 1-on-1s. That is not what you want if you're Optic.
And Beans has had some brilliant doubles, triples lately in Search and Destroy. Western here, well, not here as much, but Rewind. Even some moments here where they've lost, he's had some terrific plays. He's on 5 straight after dying first. It's been nothing but glory for Beans. See if he can work forward for a streak. Shotzzy's either been caught early or finding the first blood in the last round. Car in play. And he'll just basically stop this push towards B. This looks similar to the round 1. Out of Optic Texas, where he had a bit of a 2-2 split.
Well, they're just gonna go middle, right? They were trying to figure out where they wanted to go. CleanX is gonna spot that.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, gonna play his life. But that does back up Ultra. Now, do they want to take a risk up the A street? Could have early pressure towards Shotzzy.
We'll see how it develops for Ultra on the A side, but it will be B side control for Optic Texas. Plant getting in, looking like a 4-on-4 retake, but yeah, Shotzzy is going to be
He's all the way back.
He's so far deep.
Can we see where he is right now? Well, he's going to get a first blood. Insight trying to trade, and well, it's so difficult to trade that, man. Not to expect a second, though. 3 versus 3. You still have to retake if you're Ultra.
Yeah, not a ton of time. It is ticking here quickly. Under 30 seconds to go. Joe Deceives, get some info, get some tags. That's going to be the go for Beans to fly on board. He's going to lose that fight, though. Dashy not able to change to a second. Trade is in, now 2 versus 2. Time ticking, 15 seconds now to work with. Now to another 1 versus 1. Info on the player. Joe Deceives trying to dance. How fast can he dance? Chasing it down. No time to get back to it. Hook. Shoulders for the win.
Again, just another great play out of Hook. Very disciplined from him. Just takes his time, plays his life. His teammates are letting him know 1 more second. Gets very close if you are Joe Deceives, but just not able to find him. Shoulders on point.
Yeah, and you thought it might come to time when you think about it, like that first engagement, with Shotzzy on the flank goes down. There's like, 30 seconds left really at that point, or 22.5 to actually work with for Ultra. And they still had a lot of map to actually cover. Honestly, a great retake, just needed a few more seconds.
Yeah, and I think, the first one from Dashy on a Bean just really slows things down, right? Because you're hoping Beans can help out Joe Deceives, but that never happens.
And after Shotzzy struggles, he is 2-5, but he's got back-to-back first bloods for Optic and starting to maybe be the difference in some of these rounds. Aggressive from Ultra towards A, but now quickly wrapping it out, and while Bomb has been this side. Mercules will be the first to get an angle here from the back shack where we saw Beans make the incredible play.
Well, if they wrap back towards A, and that's going to be the play call. This could be down to Hook. You see him. They had a lot of early A aggression from Optic, but they left Hook inside of office. You have to find him quickly, and well, you do not. Where is the trade?
No,
Not there. The man is locking it down himself.
You got to trade that out. 16 HP, and he turns that into 2. Unbelievable from Hook the Nuke. The clutch in the last round calls game here early in the next. Hell of a series out of him so far.
Yeah, a couple rounds in a row now for Optic, but that was all off the early A aggression. Then you leave him in there. We've seen a little bit for time, from teams from time to time, but then you have to find that player. But as you said, he's 16 HP. You just get caught sprinting on the slide here if you're Insight.
And it's just, he repositions. You think he's in the corner. It's a great play from Hook, but that has to be traded. It's just got to be traded. I know you die quickly in Call of Duty, but
no,
he's a bull. It's got to be traded. And I'm sure
he was done up.
The timing was probably just sick for him. He just is trying to slide and catch him in the corner. Not trying to discredit the play from Hook, but it's just got to be a trade. 3-3 now. Lone man on the offsite is Dashy for now. Insight looking real active. He's trying to get back to Courtyard. He got a pick early in this game, but Mercules able to get forward.
Now you gotta dodge all these nades.
Oh, yeah, best of luck. Insight gets back in the Courtyard. The nades hit. Mercules gonna get caught. That's one where you're hoping to get a clean kill and maybe get away with your life. Just not able to find the kill, well, or extend his life. So blood to Ultra.
Still gonna have to retake though. Bomb being planted.
I'm not sure what you have left utility-wise.
Yeah, maybe some stuns, because I think you threw all your nades to find that 1 kill.
Hook finding an opening. Shotzzy gets one as well. Suddenly you've got numbers. Pressure on Insight. Beans gonna try to make the play in through Vent. He's gonna get caught. It's all gonna be on Insight. And Shotzzy shuts it down. They bring it back again in the 3 versus 4. That is 3 straight rounds advantage. Now to Optic.
And yeah, you have the numbers, but again, you threw all your nades so early in that round to find the first blood. If you have nothing left, these are still tough gunfights on these cars. You can see that right there from Shotzi's POV, but these are kind of the rounds we're talking about with Ultra right now, man. Just some of the fundamentals. This is something they normally thrive in.
They do. And definition of a team effort right now for Optic. Every single player 5-5. First blood-wise, they brought it back after going down early in that regard. 3-4 advantage still to Ultra, but round count advantage to Optic Texas. Can they extend this? Well, looking difficult now as Beans is able to get that opening pick onto Hook. And where did he get caught?
Yeah, right on the B-bomb. I don't know what sort of angle Beans had. But you got the wall bang, you're able to find the kill. And yeah, now you have a minute 10 to work with man advantage.
And this is one of those rounds that Ultra typically can be good at closing out, but maybe has not been the case so far. in this map too.
And they have so much time. I think they're just hoping to catch someone maybe overstepping on the opposite side, someone trying to flank.
Not get caught.
Yeah,
no.
not get caught. But the problem is, the timing is right here for Optic. They might be able to take this into a 3 versus 3. Well, there's a team kill, quick trade. You check the vent, of course he does. CleanX once again.
Dashy, 1 versus 3. Can he add another clutch to his name? Bombi, you plan to make this a little trickier. Trying to get the timing in through the garage. Thought he had it won, but can't quite win it. Beans and company slow down the momentum from Optic Texas. Beans now out to 9-4. Having himself a hell of a map. 1,100, nearly 1,200 damage to go with that. Beans is everything right now for this Ultra roster, and they're going to need him late as we're tied up 4-4.
Yeah, I mean, we're hyping up Hoop, but somehow he gets caught there on that B bomb just 10 seconds into the round.
I wasn't even thinking about gunfights at that point. Honestly, when I was looking at the map, it wasn't even crossing my mind.
Well, he's like, disguised into the B bomb on the mini map, so you don't even see where the gunfight is.
Optic. Back to this kind of 2-2 setup, but not really that 2-2 setup where they're getting aggressive over towards A. You just have Shotzzy and Mercules kind of playing deep, watching the push through, watching mid-map, and they're kind of grouped up mid, maybe trying to isolate CleanX if they can find an opening there. Or, yeah, that's exactly what they were trying to do, but CleanX gets the angle, nearly takes out Shotzzy, so not able to find anything up the gut.
Yeah, maybe that allows, though, Bomb to cross to B, right, just to deal with that player mid-window, but they don't opt to plan it. So Hoot just going to watch his own cross, just continue to find this info. Then you have Shotzzy lurking deep in spawn, and, well, I think the call is just to be wrapped back towards A.
It'll be on inside early. If he can find that opening blood, or does he get isolated and caught? Look at eyes in his position. They're going to try and chow him with utility, chow him with a couple of ARs, but it's sort of the subs in position so far. Haven't been able to get an AR on it. Shotzzy going to get some info and back down for now. Plant is going down and nearly secured. There it is, plant in. 4-on-4 retake now for Ultra, the first blood. Going to be through for Hoop. CleanX going to get slammed as he opens the garage. Can they make a play through the vent? Jodeci's trying to find it. Be able to find one and back up and play his life. Goes to reach out and drops. Now just to Insight, 1 versus 2. Plenty of time to work with, but heavy tags from Dashy from deep. Shotzzy gets across front. Beautiful for Insight. Hold up now.
Just time.
Yeah.
And where did he go? Where did this guy go? He is so fast on his feet. Gonna have to shoulder it. Are you going to read this? If you're Insight, but it doesn't matter. The SMG wins it. Woo. Almost an insane clutch out of Insight, but Shotzzy takes the round.
Yeah, just enough time passed that he's thinking, Shotzzy. He probably took a route, but you got the advantage here with the SMG when you get to a position like this. Garage opens. CleanX will see you later. Allow him to stop making plays from vent, from garage door, and then just catches it. That nearly is real awkward. He gets hit down to 31. Insight has a sub there, probably wins it, but you got the sub advantage. You put him down. Big clutch there from Shotzzy. Match point now.
I mean,
in the game too.
We're talking this Optic team, they have not lost their control in a long time. So this is a almost must win here for Ultra.
It's feeling that way. Made to maybe back it up and work the plant. Hoping he's got coverage here. He's got to be one of the more terrifying spots to work in Search and Destroy.
Especially
with
if you
the
have
window
nobody
there.
mid.
Yeah, absolutely horrifying. Trying to work the plant now. Does Shotzzy get the peek, or does the plant get in? Can Jodeci get away with his life? He's okay for now. Just tucked in. He's got help. I think it's Insight that sort of got the angle, trying to put tags in through the window, and he's able to back out. So brilliant plan in. First blood, though, again to Optic. It's Dashy that's able to find one deep with the shots. They got numbers. Huge win for CleanX, but he is traded out. Mercules, enough damage in that he sets up Hoop. All on Jodeci, not a clutch up. Damage into Hoop, then takes some from Dashy. Trying to reposition to get back to full, but they are chasing. Optic sending it back to the head. He goes Jodeci, and he wins it. Down to a one-on-one. Hoop chows. Hoop wins it. Map 2 to Optic Texas, and they're up 2-0.
And again, every single fight, though, is a 2 versus 1 for Optic, right? They're not giving up any 1 versus 1s. If they are, they're putting some shots in for the trades. Just great stuff from them fundamentally. We saw in map 1. You're seeing it again here in map number 2. They have a great read on CleanX as soon as they get that first blood. Now for Ultra, it is panic mode.
And yeah, I mean, for Optic Texas, like, listen, it was going to take me a little time to be a believer just because the year that it's been, right? And, well, you know, you lost to an LG. You lost to Breach when you first had Mercules get in, but I started to sort of believe with that victory over Ultra Online. I just wanted to see it here on LAN, and slowly but surely, it's feeling like this is a team that can make a run of the tournament. That aren't going to be a dark horse. They're going to be an actual contender to at least get into a top 4. Who knows, make a run to a final. Brilliant stuff, despite the fact that you get double digits out of Beans, and you win the first blood margin early on. Ultra come up short.
I mean, yeah, 2 players, yeah, 1 player 5 and 8, another 7 and 8, like, and you're winning these rounds, right?
Yeah.
Just some great stuff over on the A Street where they're winning 3 versus 4s. If you're Ultra, your A retakes have to be better. It felt like if it wasn't for CleanX through the vent, they had nothing else.
Well, we thought that was going to be a tough one when you just talk about how they've been. Like Ultra, what, 1 and 5 on that particular map. You didn't feel great about it. They really wanted to get that Vault 1 win, weren't able to do it. They're down 0-2. They've got to pull off the reverse sweep against who's been maybe the best control team as of late. Optic Texas will look to put it away, but before we get to the map 3, yes, break down the first map 1 and 2.
That was fun. A little faster than I wanted.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my Toronto pick and Miles' Toronto pick is down 0-2 right now.
Yeah?
Allie's all
guys.
smiles over here.
Why is that, Ali?
Because our producer came and asked me for my prediction, and I went, Optic Texas.
Yeah, mine was instant Optic.
You guys are welcome that Hook is taking over right now, but we still have a second half. Before we get to everything that we saw, though, in games 1 and 2, we got to give a shout out to Hook's former teammate, a world champion from Dallas Empire, is hanging up the controller. Nameless, walk me through this.
Yeah, I mean, a world champion, obviously won a championship in his time on Optic as well. One of the greatest search and destroy players of all time and beloved by the community. I mean, Illy came up from the search community, man, and you know, is one of the players that when he came in, you knew he was going to be a beast. Instantly translated that into success in the league. So shout out to Illy, and I hope he has good fortune whatever comes next.
Yeah, if you're here in DreamHack, we'll buy you a beer after the show. Great stuff from you, great highlights throughout your career. To take a look at some of the highlights from this series, though, there is a throbbing poner on Optic Texas. He goes by the name of Hook, and he is just bobbing, weaving, popping. He's doing it all, Miles.
Ali, you're too young to understand what that even means.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. It's a classic here at DreamHack, but PWN, Ali, get a grip.
I know the culture of pwn.
It's
That's
like
my dad
if you were doing good, you were pwning somebody.
Yeah,
I think
get
it's
pwned,
born of a
nerd.
typo.
Get it.
It's born of a typo, but no mistakes made, though, from Optic Texas. I mean, when Hook is frying, when Hook is making great plays, when the crowd goes, ooh, everything just feels right in the world. I am such a fan. He's got such an exciting POV, and when he gets it going, man, it's just such a treat.
Now, who closes out this game? Beans had some good moments for Toronto. Talk to me purely about the search and destroy. What was the difference here in the final 2 rounds?
Well, I mean, in the final couple of rounds, Dashy had some huge plays. I mean, in the very last round, he finds the first kill, follows that up with another one right after to give them the edge, and then it's Hook with the final strike. It's just Optic playing more as a team, right? And, you know, this is a team throughout this split. They went 3-2. You know, it was a little bit of turmoil in some of the matches with the Game 5 losses, but every series that they won map 1, they 3-0 in all 3 of their wins.
Wow.
So complete and utter momentum-based team, and you're seeing it once again. You win that Vault Hardpoint, a map Toronto was hoping to win, and now Optic up 2-0 in a situation where they've been lights out.
Speaking of that Vault on Hardpoint, Ali, I know you have all of the numbers. Do you have an early MVP picked out from the first half?
Ooh, for the first half, I have to say Hook, only because there was the longest time where Hook was known as like an onliner, essentially, and to see him go on main stage, put up numbers like that, like this is the extra momentum I feel like Optic needed when it came to a day 1, right? Because it's been so wishy-washy of what Optic we're going to get, what version we're going to get. If Hook's putting on performances like that, we're in for a good weekend.
All right, we're going to get back to that Optic match in a bit, but remember, it is a crazy Friday. We have 2 stages, and this one is live right now. We jump into Atlanta FaZe versus Cloud9. Atlanta 25 points away from putting away game 1.
Pick Arthur.
Yeah, Rewind going their way. No huge surprises there, but Sim, 27 and 15, that's a delightful stat line to see there out of the Phelon. Yeah, the minutes in time as well. So FaZe, good looks here in map number 1. Again, C9 New York, they've had a really nice look ever since adding, of course, Spartan capsule of the roster.
Over 2 minutes for Sim.
Hill.
He's soaking. Yeah, he's pruning, baby. He's been soaking away.
With the most kills, I mean, 28-10, that one. I mean, Simpson, absolute beast. And, you know, the Tiny Terrors in Hardpoint have been struggling compared to what they usually do. I mean, a couple of .9s. It's really been Celium taking over when they've won that game mode. So that's a good sign if you're an Atlanta fan.
Ali, so that is 250-142. They still have plenty of games to go, but Cloud9 very behind. They lose by over 100 points. If you're an Optic fan, This is the perfect start to your weekend, right? Minnesota just got bopped, taken care of by Miami.
Right.
Now you have the other threat in Cloud9 getting put in their place by Atlanta FaZe, a top dog squad, and Optic is up 2-0 against a bronze team.
Whoa, I don't know. I think we're ahead of ourselves. I mean, it is only map 1 when it comes to Cloud9 and Atlanta series, and Atlanta should be good at rewind. It doesn't fit Cloud9's play style, but should they get to that Hacienda control, is the only control map that they have found success in. We could look at a Game 4 series considering.
All right, hold off on popping those bottles if you're an Optic fan for now, but you can't pop the monster as we head back over with 2 of our favorites. It's Maven and Merc.
Oh, hey guys, thank you. It's awesome popping around the different matches that we've got going on. Yeah, FaZe looks to be off to a good start, but let's focus back here. It is looking like Optic 3-0 timing. They just won this Proto Control. Mercules and this squad have been fantastic in control since he's joined. Can they close it out? Ultra team, you definitely don't want to give some life.
No, not at all, right? But you can see here, just control stage 4. It's all 4 of them.
Holy hell!
Your last player is a 1.29. Mercules is leading.
Wow.
The league right there with a 1.73, and yeah, this is what they are 5-0 in this stage.
And that's the thing that, like, I know we talk about it a lot, bro. Usually, like, top teams are good in control. Is that, like, one thing that just seeing them be so strong in that mode, is it too small a sample size, or is that enough where you're like, this team's a real threat?
I think they're a real threat to most in the league. The big question is probably going to be FaZe and LA Thieves.
Yeah, sure.
Right,
sure.
in control, those two just stand out so much further than the rest. But it is I think, a good sign.
No, 100%. In a year where you haven't had a lot of that. Maybe peaking at the right time as we get closer and closer to champs at the end of the year. And while your big paydays, the champs EWC, can they hit form late? Or can they make a run here at Major 4? I'll look at their last 5 controls, but the big thing here, last time they played it, they won it 3-1. Looking to close out Ultra right now. Can they stay hot? Terrific performances really out of everybody in that opening hard point, but Hook especially. 39, some icy situations in the search and destroy. He's feeling good.
And he just continues to make those heads-up plays, sets his team up. Well, you're going to have some early pressure here for Optic to have one player on it in Dashy, but Beans should be able to find that kill. Yeah, he was there for that cleanup. So throughout the middle of the map, 30 seconds already off. I mean, you take this. You haven't found much here if you're Optic.
Looking for those early openings. Beans does get the kill before. I thought they were going to have a nice little timing there to work it out, but then Hook slams the second. So great stuff out of him. Maybe an opening, but Joe Deceiv's double kind of repays the double out of Hook. But you get bodies now onto the point. Fantastic shots there out of Mercules. He wins a big one-on-one to at least get this first tick, get a trophy in for coverage, continue to do damage and try to find kills. Just repositioning towards the heady and then finding a headshot. This guy is so talented. Second tick through.
Yeah, trophies now are down and protected. You pick up the flank. That was Joe Deceives. He gets taken down. So you had one really good push over towards A. And well, that is all it takes. Now you have a life advantage, almost 2 minutes. You have Ultra pretty much trapped. Dashy's going to find 2. And well, you can see they are going to fly.
It is go time, but once again, Joe Deceives answers a double with a double, turns it into 3 actually, as he just flies on forward. A moment that maybe saves your round. Well, not maybe, that saves your round. He drops there, that's 3 dead, more than likely the end of the round 1. Mercules, though, as he's able to find 2, that's going to be layering the map time for Optic Texas as they push forward. A big answer, though, again from Toronto Ultra. That'll be all 4 dead and back to the drawing board for Optic Texas.
Yeah, and again, it's the SMGs for Ultra, just finding those multi-kills, but you really haven't had middle of the map. If you are Ultra, you've had B control, and that is about it. And then again, Joe Deceives, he's trying to get lost in the flank, but they're able to find him. That's going to be Dashy. You see on your minimap, Shotzi's getting pushed up. I think Beans was able to spot him. Maybe Insight. He's going to get lost, and well, he's going to turn that into a clean double.
40 seconds to go. Live's interesting now. 1 life advantage for Optic Texas. Every gunfight so crucial this deep in it. CleanX gets the information. That'll be a grapple up and away for Optic. Another big one-on-one. Shotzi able to take that. Numbers to Optic, but still trying to find the opening. Joe Deceives multiple moments where he shuts down the push from Optic and trying to do it again. You get a body on the point to stop the clock. That body is going to get clotheslines. It's Shotzi that gets shut down. Finding position forward is CleanX. No opening for Optic Texas late in this round. You got your 3 ticks. That might be all you walk away with. It's an S&D round now, though. 4 versus 4. Body on the point. Clock stopped at 7.4. Waiting for some help is Ultra. Mercury's trying to play forward. The help comes in the way of Beans. It's traded out though by Dashy. Still life, 3 versus 3.
I would say Beans just flies. He just goes by himself, tries to take that gunfight, able to. Now 2 versus 3. Insight's able to find 1, but you are staying alive. Now all down to Shotzzy. Almost comes down to a 1 versus 1, but you stay up. If you are Toronto, it really just felt like you didn't have a ton of map control, but they didn't allow Optic to the B point. Every single time they got there, there was someone from Ultra waiting. Joe Deceives is able to find a big double. As you said, turns it into a triple. Then it was Cleanex's turn. So good stuff by Ultra to slow the map down.
Yeah, I mean, a 12-7 performance there from Joe Deceives. A terrific defensive round, but sometimes in offense, man, you're just looking for a couple of moments where you've got a chance to take it. Really, I mean, you'll take your 4 ticks. Opportunity to take that round if you're Optic. Now you just have to flip the script and get it done on defense. We'll see if they can do that. Hook, who's been so strong, not the greatest of round 1, 6 and 10, but now we get to the defense where he's got a chance to maybe get forward and find more openers. The break's so crucial. We'll see how it plays out.
And well, yeah, now can Hook get lost sort of in the spawn? Change that scoreboard around as well. A great start here for Optic. They're able to find 3. Beans the last player alive. That is all 4 dead, and now you're in the trap.
Yeah, and this is where Optic live and thrive. Toronto Ultra in hell immediately. How clean can they get out of this? You've gotten so far pushed up. You've got all the map control in the world. Just creating chaos. A great play there from Joe Deceives.
I mean, just baits him in, has the knife ready. Able to get his teammates out. He's just trying to pause this clock. Already 45 seconds off, and you have nothing. Even when you finally get out of your base in the middle of the map, the AR is starting to find some kills for Optic. So it's really just down to Joe. And well, he's going to get taken out. You are just so staggered here if you're Ultra.
They just got the mid-map height and position. The subs in hell, just no openings whatsoever. Sub 30 seconds now to work with. You get 2 dead, now it's time to go. 1 player remains, going to be Shotzzy. What can he walk away with? It's only going to be 1. Now you try to get bodies stacking the point. Trophy there for coverage. Joe Deceives gets loose, but, well, not loose for too long. Down in lives, so what can you do in the ticks department?
Well, you might have 1 chance here if you are Optic. Shotzzy's going to find 1 on the flank. Does that allow his team to go, though? None of the nades are going to connect. The trophy is in it. Well, you just give it up. So minute extension is there. So Optic, they were just playing for map control.
Yeah. I mean, they're a team, I think, of this map that's been guilty of letting things kind of get away from them. Take 1 last crack at a point, then things fall apart. They've been far more disciplined over this qualifier stretch. They play for map control here, and now can they turn this into a round win? Cleanex's double, though. This could be an opening on the point. Optic trying to go huge. Dashy not able to find it. Everybody coming off the spawn and trying to battle back. First tick is going to be done. Optic trying to fight back, but Toronto, like a lightning strike, might walk away with this round 2. It is close and it is done. That is textbook out of Toronto Ultra.
I mean, you didn't find a kill there.
No, like that's why I don't hate how Optic Texas play. Like, all right, let's give it up and set up for the kills. They just didn't get the kills.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they probably go back to
probably take 1 more crack at
that. I think you go 1 more time
after Shotzzy's kill.
Yeah, because Cleanex died, Shotzzy got another one. You know there's only 2 on that point. At least try to put a body on it, but maybe with Shotzzy dying, they didn't want to. But as you said, that transition over to B was just so perfect for Ultra. He didn't get on the board at all.
I mean, the spiral or transition you were trying to avoid is exactly what happened. Like that, I think that's what they feared would happen if they took another crack at it, and just it happened regardless. So props to Ultra with a couple gunfight wins. Get a 2 and 3 dead scenario and able to take advantage onto the objective at B. Might be a 2-0 advantage for Optic Texas in the series, but it's Ultra up 2-0 in the control. Optic gonna have to rip 3 straight. They're gonna start this with B pressure. How much are they able to turn this into? Hook in trouble. Has a little bit of help, but his help is going to drop. It's all going to be on him now to make the play. He's just trying to get away with his life, and I don't hate that. I mean, there's not much you could have get done on the objective. Take your 1 tick. Play your life. Reposition. What a beautiful sequence out of Hook. Just getting absolutely lost.
Well, and this is exactly what I mean. How many times in the past would he just chow that down on Zip? And we would be like, what in the world is that? But he makes the heads-up play, repositions, then turns it into something, and well, that is a B point done. A minute extension, lead continues to go on up, now up to 5 here for Optic.
Yeah, they just think he goes down to bottom computer. Not gonna be the case at all, finds a beautiful timing. Some key kills from his teammates really put that one onto Hook. Now the easier of the points to work, and you've still got position on the map. Forward will be Joe Deceives for Ultra. Maybe he can walk away with a couple of kills, slow this down. Only able to get one and then trade it out. But you've got a foothold at mid-map. If Ultra are gonna bring this back, you've got the position on the map. What's your biggest fear? Like, this isn't a scenario we have all that often where it's like an early B capture.
Well, they're so focused on Shotzzy. This might be your biggest fear. Now you don't really have middle of the map control. He's winning gunfights. You have to worry about him flying at you.
No.
So there was one player trying to flame Shotzzy. He gets away and out is 3 dead. This is your nightmare if you are Ultra.
Well, I asked you your fear, and then we saw it instantaneously. Shotzzy, Hook, finding openings, taking names, just shutting it down. He'll finish the double there, 6 straight, and that is a quick one. All Optic as Shotzzy picks them apart late.
Yeah, there was one player that drops bottom middle, puts some shots in, but you have nobody in top. Grandma is there for Ultra, so they couldn't trade that kill, and he gets lost. And, well, that is just this guy on your screen. You have to figure out where he goes and deal with him quickly, or this happens. The 6 spree comes into play. The round win for Optic. They stay alive here in control.
Yeah, and this is where maybe we're starting to feel a little bit of momentum for Ultra after going up 2-0, but a round like that happens, Shotzzy gets going, crowd gets going, and maybe things unravel. Can they pull off a little reverse sweep here into control and close out this series 3-0? Ultra desperately just looking for a lifeline. Because even though red card will be like the Optic pick, like it's a winnable map for Ultra. They get to a Proto, which is one of their better searches. Like, this is one that feels to me like it could be a 3-0 here for Optic, or we're going the whole way to map 5. We'll see. Round by round, Optic try to bring it back.
But he's still on that streak if you are Shotzzy, so we'll see if he is able to find that Hellstorm. But the AR is beaming. And well, already in your base was Shotzzy, but traded out. But the fact is you're taking these fights spiral on offense, not where you want to be.
That's how offense started last time, though, right? That's how it started last time. And then they dealt with it.
Oh, you should deal with it.
Yeah, they're dealing with it beautifully, but now they want to deal with the objective. They'll get 2 bodies on it, and CleanX is still trying to find openings. Just a beautiful timing there from him. Or Hook looking right, not checking left, and CleanX able to make him pay. He's on 4 straight. Second bit of progress about to be done. Beans wins his one-on-one against Mercules on that outer A street. Trying to stack it here for a second. Shotzzy just comes in, finds the opening, and picks this apart. They're able to shut it down late, which they weren't able to do last time on A.
Yeah, he just finds the timing through spiral and then just goes front door. Doesn't worry about top windows, deals with the players on the objective, gives his team the lifeline. So yeah, you were looking at the minute extension. You still have Insight pushed on up, but 40 seconds on the clock here for Ultra.
Still very doable, especially with Insight's position. He's got a sub in hand, and while trying to just keep moving, keep frying, Dashy wins his. Beans and CleanX, the lifeline right now for Toronto Ultra onto the point. Coverage there, just holding the window. Dashy just trying to maybe stagger the reinforcements, not worry about the point, just give this up and see if he finds kills. He's actually gonna wrap it the whole way back around because they cut it outer. There's the minute extension. Live still really, really close. On one side, you have CleanX trying to make a play. On the other, you've kind of got Dashy.
Yeah, remember, this is what Optic did last time, but in the transition afterwards, they didn't find a kill. It was 10 in a row for Ultra. You found the first 2 after A is done. Mercules gets involved, but you're gonna know where all 4 are and have mid-map control.
4 life advantage, minute to go. Hook looks like Superman, but Joe Deceives is gonna get the kill.
He's a kryptonite, yeah.
Dashy tagged and backed up. Trophy over the top to help Joe Deceives. Still gonna take some damage here. CleanX though finding the timing, pushing through. Everybody down outside of Hook. That's gonna be everybody down, and that should be the map. 3 are on it. It is cruising. Players trying to fly in. Mercules trying to win a fight, able to do it. Will he extend it? Can they go nuts? Insight's double will seal it. That's the map to Ultra, and now we've got ourselves a series. Ooh, now things look a little bit different. A little bit different after that control win. The one little group of Ultra fans trying to get hyped as the venue is silenced with a big Ultra win.
Yeah, well, I was just saying, we don't have music, right? But yeah.
Yeah.
There's the music. I was like, where's the map music at?
series. Going a little bit deeper now. Ultra showing signs of life, trying to extend this as deep as they can. Looking to get it to a red card, and now pressure to Optic. Joe Deceives, the man of the map, goes 26 and 18. So many multi-kills in crucial positions for them.
This is just a different team when your sub-duo is playing at this level, right? I mean, this has been sort of their lifeline throughout the year. When Joe Deceives and CleanX are playing like this, difficult to beat. When they have average maps like map number 1, yeah, it's what it's been. It's been average. So can now this be what they needed?
I don't know what these guys are yapping about, but they're chatting through the map 3. Looking forward to the red card. We'll take a look at some highlights from this map 3. Some big plays really on both sides of it, but it's Ultra that get the last laugh. Joe Deceives just getting up close and personal with the SMG. Cheeky little play here to tuck into a corner. Be the Reaper there with the knife.
And that's on the Shotzzy. Normally he's the one doing plays like that in those sort of situations, getting creative.
And I think the single most impressive thing probably for Ultra, on both your offensive round wins, you were in hell early. Like, you lost the break, and Optic Texas had 2 or 3 people forward, like in your house, applying pressure. Both times, you deal with it well enough that you have what, like, I don't know, 45 seconds or so left to get out from then on forward. It was really efficient. It did look good early.
No, and then I think what's even more impressive is once they got A, like Optic were giving up that transition.
Yeah.
Both times, like Optic were just like, let's just play from their base, play with map control, but Ultra hunted them down.
Yeah, no, they really
had they were finding 3 to 4 at a time, and well, that just leads to a 3-1 map win.
3-1 map win, and now we get a little bit deeper. A red card, hard point coming up. Talk to me about the red card, Joe.
Well, I mean, for Ultra, this is, I mean, normally when you veto or you don't play, it's not one they play very often, only 5 times on the year, but I think they realize, like, we have to start inserting this into the map pool a little bit more, so you've played it a couple of times throughout this. If you are Ultra on the other side for Optic, 1-1, but it's been pretty ugly on the year, as we know. For Optic on red card, a lot of just, I don't know, not the greatest hard point to watch.
Listen, it's like when red card is ugly, it is ugly, and there have been some of those, and yeah, Optic's been involved in some of them, but this is where, yes, as much as you look at Hook and Shotzzy and their brilliant map 1s, maybe this is where Mercules really helps you. If you don't have some fundamental plays, if the comms aren't on point, you're in position, if you overstep and don't really hold like an anchor type position, spawns can get crazy really quickly on like every hard point, honestly. Like, you need to be structured. If you're not, I mean, you can win this not being structured. Don't get me wrong. It could be one of those messy ones that goes to time. Like, you can, but like, I think it's where Mercules maybe makes it so that's not the case.
Well, I think it's just sort of like, if they are playing up to their talent level, then they're in trouble. But if they are and it gets messy, then they will be fine.
Yeah.
But I will say, from what we're seeing, especially from Hook, just how sound he is playing, might see a better red card here for Optic.
Oh, just got an update that the Bravo match is now tied up 1-1. Cloud9 able to take the search and destroy against FaZe. So hopefully you got both tabs open, or if you're in venue or at home, maybe just watching the main stream. We'll try to keep you updated as much as we can. But this series, 2-1 advantage to Optic, 1-1 on Bravo with FaZe and Cloud9. There's the red card, hard point story. But not the best of maps for either side, not a ton of reps for either side.
And I don't know, if you're an Optic fan, this is probably like your next biggest question, right? You've had a couple of good vault hard points online. You've had some great dealership search and destroys online. Map pool will be tested this weekend. Can they have a great red card?
Tons of questions answering. Yeah, this is certainly one of them. Shotzzy and Hook, the heroes of the map 1, looking to take over as we get into our second hard point. Opening so far, so good for Ultra. They'll find every single kill outside of Hook and a car onto Joe Deceives. This is early time to Ultra. Whew. Nice shots there from Dashy. Not the easiest win.
No, I don't think for either player, but he was hit down sub 50 HP. Able to reconnect, just takes his time. Meanwhile, in the middle of the map, it's Joe Deceives on the hill. P2 controlled right now here for Ultra. We gotta worry about Hook though, and the rest of the Optic starting to work the middle of the stairs, and Joe Deceives does just that.
They're working the stairs, he's working them. 4-1 start, little help from inside, a lot of help from inside. Joe Deceives POV, but it's the fire over the top from inside that's gonna set up early time. now at this P2. Spawn's pretty close though for Optic Texas. Chance to maybe fly over the top and flood this with the inside pick mid-map. Well, Joe Deceives to deal with next. Nearly turns that into a second. I think the great grenade from Beans actually finishes the weak player, so we continue to go 1-for-1. Spawn's close for both teams, and they're just trying to fight back into position inside the hard point. Texas just trying to look for some time. They've only got 2 points so far.
Yeah, it's actually massive from Beans to get out of the hill, slide forward, and get that kill, because he influences team spawns and gives them the stage spawn that they want. Hook is still out there hunting, trying to take a route. Are they gonna find them? 2 players spawn right up. Weak is the rest of Optic gonna find some kills. That's gonna be a 3. Dead insight, last player alive. Still spawning stage though. Is some of his teammates, they just have to hunt him down.
Yeah, finally they'll deal with Hook. Just lost in the back line for a while. This is, I mean, everything you want if you're Optic Texas in the sense of like how that point started, right? You get the final 15 or so seconds, you'll then spawn out, get it on rotation, in now with the P3 and trying to mount the comeback after going down early.
Yeah, well, Shotzzy, he gets a split, so he's gonna have a freebie through the middle of the map. Now Raj spawns here for Ultra. Mercules, Hook locked in down street side alongside Dashy. But now they have to deal with this man. Tobias just pulling out the sub, trying to get on the hill. Well, him and Beans will trade it out.
Him and Beans, little 2-man game here is beautiful. Now he's just shouldering, trying to get eyes forward. Just get damage into these ARs that are trying to find nobody, not make it clean for them to get angles. Shotzi's, though, the one finding angles. It's a sub in the hand of Mercules that'll take down the 3rd and the 4th. Beautiful break there from Optic Texas. 4 down. Spot into the point, 3 straight for Hercules.
And well, now you have them spawning where you want. You have stage control. See number 8 and Dashy, he's gonna back up, make sure to block that spawn alongside who Joe Deceives is trying to get out and do what he can, but it might be a little bit too late. So well, Shotzzy finds Beans are going 1-for-1, but Optic players are already set up at new.
Joe Deceives, though, as he pushes through, he's going to lead to a split zone for his teammates. So a chance to collapse on this. A big pickup there by Mercules. He gets both on the other side of it. Makes this way easier for his teammates. Heads up play there from Mercules.
Yeah, now one player going to spawn up so they know where Ultra is coming from. And as you said, just very disciplined is this man on your screen. Now 3 in a row, leading the lobby with 13. Just playing his life, making sure he's got the crossfire. Well, crossfire on point with some great shots.
Whew. Now for the railing there, maybe he takes that one, but gets a kill, damage in, sets up his teammates to close it out, and so far they're perfect at stage, and now in front by 20, with 20 more to earn inside of the point. But yeah, that sequence, I mean, what, Joe Deceives gets 1 mid, gets 1 pushing out steps. He has the chance to disrupt that, has a chance to break this early, but it is all Mercules early in the point. He's leading the lobby at 14 and 9. And they'll win that first rotation, up 30.
And well, Dashy, I mean, he earned so much time on that. He actually has a Hellstorm behind 3 kills. So Hellstorm to use for Optic. And well, he's gonna use it right away at this P5. So we did a lot of discipline. This was a hill, that stage hill where, I mean, they would let some spawn slip on through, screw it up. That time, much cleaner. And well, they're gonna find a 4 dead behind the Hellstorm. Now Mercules on the point.
The best we have seen this Optic team playing all year. This hardpoint looking so good. We still got a lot of time to go, but they're ripping and roaring here at camera, and Dashy is piecing. The streak will hit for the break, and he's locking down Ticket until he's not. Finally will drop, busting back in. There's Ultra now for some late time.
Well, who was it? It was Joe Deceives' multi. That's been the key to the success, the small amount that they have had throughout this match. It's been CleanX and Joe. If they find some doubles, that's our opportunity to get going. But the way this started, you're thinking Ultra is going to be very much in control, but a great P4, and just like that, Optic are up around 30.
I mean, they went up like 40-1 or whatever it was. Since then, you're outscored like 120 to 30, 40, whatever it is. And in control early in this second set of hard points. Shotzzy, AR in hand, locking it down from Hedges, holding the angle, winning the gunfight. Beautiful there on to Beans. 5 HP and just trying to play his life.
Hey, did you see that? He cooked an 8. Maybe he was listening to you.
Yeah, I swear, it's rare you see him do it. He's just tossing those things, I swear. Nobody in the point for now, and Hook will be tagged up and backed up to reposition.
Well, all of Ultra, they are just flying stage side. Just trying to get in that spot for P2. Well, it's still 20 seconds left. In the middle of the map is Beans and CleanX. They're gonna find that timer, at least try to. A lot of pressure to deal with, but that's gonna be all 4 dead here for Optic. One player does split out, but Mercules reads it. Great stuff from him, and now you're up 60. You have P2 control. Optic Texas looking to close this out.
Mercury, some key spots where he's picking up spawns. It's been incredible to see. It's going to be a split again, and they're picking it up on both sides of it. Tracking back into the point will be Mercules, extending this lead. 3 going to spawn close in the back. Ultra trying to fight back into the point. They need some time, and they need it badly. It just seems like it's been this lull, this dead spot over the last several hard points. As Dashy gets incredible damage in, I think it's Jodeci's barely staying alive in the back, but it's still going to be Optic Texas in the point, winning it from the front, everything you could want on rotation. This is textbook from Optic Texas. Lead growing and growing. They're doing everything right. This is what the Greenwall fans have wanted to see all year.
I mean, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but like this is legitimately the cleanest hardpoint we have seen from them. I don't know. Just a lot of the time, it is so chaotic.
You mean on red card?
Well, in general, it just feels like they're finally putting it all together.
Putting it together, but trying to put down Jodeci. Able to do that. 100-point advantage, so close to walking away with a round 1 win and get them into the top 6. They'll continue to fight on this weekend. Dashy continuing to put the pressure forward, just trying to deal with Insight in the back, able to shoot off his toes as the pistol connects under the Jeep. They'll get 3 through on the feed. Only 1 player really fighting up forward. It'll be Jodeci again. He's going to get slammed. Hardpoint control again to Optic Texas, and they are just firing.
Here, maybe your one last chance if you are Ultra. You have to get P4. They're going to find 3 kills. There will be some split spawns. Hook and Dashy are trying to lock down this position. They knew where Hook is. I don't know if they know that Dashy's out. Okay, they do. Beans just trying to get to the double. Great shots from him. He's on 4 in a row, trying to do what he can, trying to will his team onto this map 5. You see Joe and Insight starting to play stage. So can they find a full 60?
Yeah, I mean, a perfect hold here, and we've got a conversation now for this map. A break from Optic, and well, that might just be the map. Hook dealing with Beans, that old. CleanX just a sliver HP, trying to stay up. He's gonna get dropped, and now here comes the green wall. They're flying out swarming. They are absolutely swarming. Pressure Joe seems to make the play. He's gonna get dropped. That's gonna be an early break in, and that might decide it. They can't win it here on this hard point, but what a beautiful break from Optic Texas, dominating here in the map.
What am I watching here? Just such clean hard point from these guys. Where has this been all year? This is what JP and Karma are talking about in the scrims. And now the individual skill is showing. Shotzzy on 5 in a row, but what a break. That is so difficult to do. They took their time, they win it as 4. They found the opening picks, and now they are 20 points away from moving on.
I mean, out fundamentaling Mr. Fundamental in Toronto Ultra. This has been just class from Optic Texas. 1 more break to close it out, and while it's a camera hard point that could be all about the breaks. First kill through for Shotzzy. The writing is on the wall. The round 1 win is just moments away with a break here. It's the last stand for Toronto Ultra. Dashy nearly gets through over the top, but the ARs do hit for Ultra. Extending this one for now. Okay.
It's Gus Britton. I think he just wants to work on up, maybe find 2. Tries to get greedy, and CleanX slams the door.
Yeah, but it's Optic Texas that can slam the door on this series. It's a hell of a fight, a hell of a hold here at camera for this Toronto Ultra team. Still enough time on this for Optic Texas to win until there's not. Now no longer can get it done here. An excellent hard point from Ultra, but they've got to be perfect now. 6 straight for CleanX. Maybe he can tack on a streak to give them a little added firepower as we get back now to the P1.
Just is it too late? Is it too late? You would love a Hellstorm, something extra to work with. Well, his AR is hit. Great gunfight win there. Just trying to slow the game down, and well, Optic just trying to find an opening. Who's gonna pull out the sub? Dashy, Mercules follow it up. Starting to lead towards a time for the victory.
Inside hopes to find a timing, doesn't find anything. Up over the 240 mark now is Optic, 10 for the win. Still got a body inside of the hard point until you don't. Mercules trying to reposition, he's gonna get caught. You break back about as well as you can if you're Ultra. You just give up 4 seconds there. Still fighting, still holding. Maybe the most insane comeback we'll see on the year if they somehow do this.
Just such a scrappy map, right? Like, it's so hard to do on red card. That's why we haven't really seen it. But well, I don't think that is gonna happen. Optic take map 4, and they take the series.
The best they have looked all year, making a wild red card look clean. Fantastic hard-pointing gameplay out of Optic Texas. It's what we've been begging for all year. And as you said, JP and Karma talking about the scrims, how much better it is. Look, maybe this is what we are finally seeing. These guys showing up on land, already guaranteeing themselves the top 6. And on the other side for Ultra, I mean, you're not that unfamiliar with round 1 losses, having to make a run through losers. They're going to have to do it again.
Yeah, well, probably most importantly here for Optic is sort of, getting top 6 for champs, right?
Yeah.
I assume now it's pretty much done with that conversation, which would be so tough for Minnesota, but especially after them losing.
They'd have to pull like an Ultra or a Thieves, so you'd have to make a run to a top 3.
Well, you have to hope they don't
and
lose.
just to hope Optic basically double opt out of it. So yeah, it's not done yet for Optic, but it's feeling like it might be. Hook, sensational in both hard points, puts up, what, 39 or whatever it was in the map 1, 32 and 23 here. I know you're impressed. Just not just with Hook, but with this Optic Texas team.
No, I know. Legitimately, this is one of the better matches they have on here. Just like in terms of the way they're actually approaching the game, do we have an idea of what we're doing? Nobody's over-challenging. We're not trying to make these spectacular plays, and in the meantime, sort of like ruining the map, allowing, I don't know, both vaults, they control all the P4s. Right there, I mean, they win the early stage and they find a break at stage. It's just these little things that you kind of look for, and sort of, you're seeing that here from Optic.
Yeah, like you've seen like a moment in a map sometimes, like in the online stages of it.
Yeah, but then they do something dumb.
Yes, you'll see a moment, but like as far as like a cohesive bit of gameplay or a map or a series, however you want to state it, yes, just phenomenal. And I can't understate the fact that that's usually what we're saying from Toronto Ultra. We're talking about their fundamentals. We're talking about how they're ahead on so many rotations. Optic just outdoing them at what they're best at. Plus, you have maybe the talent gap when you're firing, and this is what the series looks like.
And again, like stage 3, I felt was a little bit more SMG centric, and that allowed Joe DeCease and Cleanness to kind of